Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you happen to be. It's a wonderful day here, a little bit overcast, but we love it. We get a lot of sunshine here in Phoenix, but today is just a different day. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, and this year is going well for you. I've got to talk about something that I was sharing with my private Facebook group. I have a private group that I share a lot of things with, and if you're not on my list and if you're not part of that, you should be, because I don't get to share everything with you guys because I'm trying to get everybody in one spot rather than having to try and put all these different videos out. I want to be able to have one spot where my people are. So if you want to be one of my people, then you got to get on my list, and I hope that you are one of my people already. But I want to talk today about something that I was sharing with them, and it was so good that I think I got to share this with you guys. I got to share this with the world. This is too good. So I'm talking about my anti-aging strategy. My anti-aging strategy. Now, this may not be yours, but this is one that I'm following because the idea about getting older, you want to be growing older gracefully. You don't want to be some old person who can't move, can't talk, can't see, don't know anybody. You want to be at your best. Your latter days should be your best days. That means you're getting better looking, you're getting smarter. Everything about you is turning out for your good. So we're looking forward to just having great days ahead. And how do we do that? We have to plan for it. You don't plan to fail, you fail to plan. So we're going to be planning on making these upcoming years and days your best possible. So let's get right to it. My first tip to you for anti-aging is control your stress. Control your stress. Stress is number one. The number one killer in the world right now is stress. People stress out about everything. I mean, it affects your organs, your lungs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys. Your stress is in your bones. People get arthritic conditions from stress, strokes, heart attacks. A lot of those things are attributed to stress. So when you learn how to control your stress, you're giving yourself an opportunity to breathe again, to allow the body to get into that pattern of where it can become healthy. Stress is not good. Now, stress comes in different areas, different ways. You've got your physical stress, you've got your emotional stress, and then what I call spiritual stress. Now, we can stress out spiritually. We have this warfare that's going along on a spiritual level, and if you're not aware of it, and if you don't believe in it, I'm going to tell you it's there. And you may be losing that battle because you're not sure what playing field you should be fighting on. You're fighting on a physical level, and you're dealing with something that's a spiritual issue. So you have to learn how to identify your stress. Where is your stress coming from? And don't think that it's all coming from people. No, stress may come from different areas of your life. We always think, these people stress me out, or this job stresses me out. If you've not resolved certain issues on an emotional level, on a psychological level, on a spiritual level, you will recreate your stress everywhere you go. You'll quit this job and go to another job and create the same stress at that job because the same person will show up there that was at your last job because you recreated them because they were a component of your stress, right? There's something about that person I don't like about me. That's a stress point. There's something about some people that's called projection. You're seeing something in a person that may reflect something in you that's unresolved. Identify your areas of stress. Stress is huge. Know where your stress is coming from. Identify that there's good stress and there's bad stress, right? Not all stress is bad. Some of our stress are good stress. Like, for instance, you work out. If you work out, that's a good stress. Your body needs that amount of resistance in order to get you into a healthy state. So working out is good. It's not a bad thing to work out. Work out at a level where you're able to give your body a certain amount of resistance, exert yourself to a certain point, but don't just stress yourself out with working out. Get to a level to where you know it's effective, and then you just do it 4 to 5 times a week. But exercise is a stress, but it's a positive stress. That's a good stress. Another good stress is if you're planning for a vacation, or if you have a wedding coming up, or maybe if you look back on your wedding, that was stressful. There were a lot of details that went into planning a wedding. All of the things that have to be decided. And as the day approaches, as wonderful as it is, it's stressful, but it's a good stress. Having children can be stressful. If you have children, and we have 5 children, we've had 5 children, I have 6. It's stressful because there are certain needs that you got to be able to apply it. Everyone is differently, and everyone can cause you a certain amount of stress. But those are ones that you learn to control, but it's a good stress. So not all stress is bad. You don't want to eliminate all stress. You want to control your stress. Now I'm going to do another video, another point about how to control stress with relaxation, with breathing, and techniques that I use whenever I feel myself a little bit stressed, the things that you should do to immediately bring this under control. Always keeping your stress under control. And one of the things I like is seeing people that are able to control stress, and as they get older, they look graceful and youthful and vibrant, and they have this glow about them. And that's what I want you to look like. Have this glow. Like, see that? I'm glowing. I know I'm glowing. Anyway, but you want to glow so that you don't have this stress on your face. As people get older, a certain age, every stress thing starts to show up on their face. You know, if you're happy and you know it, tell your face. Because some people, when they smile, they still look stressed. They're just because they carry it with them. And stress is something that may be due to unresolved issues. You may have stress due to unresolved anger. See, at one point you may have been able to never express your anger. So you had to embody your anger. Or you never had a voice, or you were never heard. So you just learned how to be silent and never learned how to vent and be able to let those things out. And the things that you don't control over time begin to control you. So sometimes people have anger that's unresolved. They have conflicts. Maybe you had a relationship that broke up, or you went through a divorce and you never resolved it. You went through just carrying around all this anger, this resentment, this bitterness. That's stressful. No matter how you put it, that's stressful. You got to find a way to go in, let this stuff go. And I'm going to talk about that another time. I'll share with you how I let it go, because you got to sometimes go way back. You got to reach back and find those areas that are weighing you down even today and let it go. Reduce your stress. You got it? So stress is number one. I can't talk enough about stress and its effects, negative effects that it can have on your health. The next thing is to maintain a lean body weight. Maintain a lean body weight. Right now my body weight, body fat, mean a lean body fat level. My body fat is probably around 12% right now. And that's pretty good. I probably want to drop it a little bit more without stressing out, because if you go too low, your body stresses out, because again, low body fat levels to a certain point becomes stressful to the body. So knowing where that is, for me, around 12% is good. I will not let my body fat go beyond 15%. So when your body fat gets beyond a certain level, it's stressful. The body fat that you carry is stressful to the lungs, the hearts, the organs, the brain, your bones. You have to carry that. Your joints have to carry additional weight, and all of that fat that's not healthy for you is stressful to you. And so you got to learn how to bring the body fat levels down. That's not talking about just dropping weight. Body fat, you want to lose the fat. It's that fat that gets around your organs that causes a lot of issues. So just by dropping your body weight, you may still have a high body fat percentage. So make sure that you concentrate on dropping your body fat levels. Now, I talk about that a lot on my program. So if you're part of my program already, then I'm talking about that, and I'm sharing with you how to do that in a gradual and systematic way. But make sure that you get your body fat level down. All right? And eating healthy. Next one, eating healthy. That's one way to minimize stress, and also to anti-age is eat healthfully. Whole foods. That's what you should be eating. Things that do not have an ingredient list. Things the way it appear in nature, right? If you can't go and see it that way in nature, if it doesn't look like that in nature, maybe you shouldn't be eating it. Now, maybe not everyone's 100%. I don't eat 100% whole foods, but a majority of my foods are whole foods. You know, I eat a lot of fresh vegetables and fruits. I eat, I'm vegan right now, so I eat a lot of plant-based, I should say. So I eat a lot of things that just as it comes in nature. Grains, those things, it looks just like it does in nature. It has no ingredient list. When you find foods that have an ingredient list, it's called a processed food. Because everything you add to a food, it goes through a process. And every time you add an ingredient to a food, it goes through another process. So some foods may have 10, 12, 15, 20 ingredients that goes into this food that you buy. It tastes great, but it's highly processed. So avoid foods that have a long ingredient list because they're not healthy for you. Avoid the crap foods. I'm going to go over that again. The crap foods, carbonated beverages, those things are not good. Whether it's Coke Zero or no zero or low sugar or low whatever, they're putting chemicals in there, and those chemicals are just as bad as what you think you're getting the good out of having low calories. You're also getting a lot of bad from the carbonation and all the chemicals that goes into carbonated beverages. Not good. So the C are refined foods. All the foods that go through a refining process, the refined sugars, bread, the things that we love that goes through a refining process, not good. If you want to age gracefully, avoid the refined foods. Artificial ingredients. That means artificial flavors, artificial sugars, artificial, all the things that we tend to do. Flavors, sweeteners, colors, all of the preservatives that goes into your foods that makes food last for 100 years. Food's not meant to last 100 years. You know, you buy bread. I mean, like, remember Wonder Bread? You can put Wonder Bread outside. You can put it where, and it's still good. How do they keep one? You wonder what's in it. You know, bread is not meant to last very long. It's the preservatives in it and in your foods that cause it to last so long. You're not meant to have preservatives as a nutrient, as a nutritional source. So avoid foods that have a lot of preservatives. The best breads, if I eat bread, which I don't eat very much, is Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread has no preservatives, but Ezekiel bread won't last long if you leave it out. It has to be refrigerated. It may last maybe 7 to 10 days if it's refrigerated, and maybe a little bit longer, a couple of months if you freeze it. But Ezekiel bread is one of the best breads and has a low ingredient list and is very nutritious for you. So if you like bread, if you should try Ezekiel bread. Now, it's kind of an acquired taste because it doesn't taste like the pasty, refined breads that you buy, but you'll like it once you acquire a taste for it. I think it's very good. So I'm not as taste bad. It's very good. So eat healthfully. Avoid the crap foods. Food should be your fuel source. Think about food as being a way that you fuel your body to give your body the best that it can possibly have. When you function well, it's because your food is optimum. Think about race cars or cars that are high-performance vehicles. It's because they have to have a certain amount of fuel in order to allow them to perform at a high level. And if you want to perform at a high level, you got to give yourself high-octane, really nutritious, whole foods. So age well by eating well. Exercise daily, every day. Some form of exercise. I don't care what you do, but do some form of exercise every day, even if it's just stretching routine or some simple warm-up routine. But make sure that your body is moving every day. It needs it. Exercise reduces stress. It helps to boost your immune system. It creates energy. It helps to rejuvenate the brain. It balances the blood sugar level. Helps assist with digestion. It minimizes and fights every condition that's known to man. Exercise fights against it. So when you exercise, you're fighting diabetes and heart disease and hypertension and musculoskeletal issues, arthritis, Alzheimer's. You're fighting all of those conditions when you exercise. So do it every day. Make it a part of your life. You hear me? Exercise. All right. Do things that raise your consciousness. That means avoid things that stress you out. Raise your consciousness means things that are current, that are present. We stress out about too many things in the past. If we can get rid of a lot of those things that just weighs us down, we tend to put so many things in our current thinking. Stuff that's over is done. You can't change it. It's happened already. You know, okay, it didn't work out the way you thought it was. You were lied on. You were cheated. You were mistreated. You went through some issues. Everybody goes through things, but don't keep those current. Don't allow those things to be continuing acute issues day by day. And some people are constantly dealing with yesterday's issues, yesterday's news, things that you thought was just happened, but it happened 20 years ago. But they're still stressing out about it, and those things weigh you down. Stressing out about the past. Don't stress out too much about the future. Stay in the current. Stay present. Have a present time consciousness. What you're given is today. Today is the gift from God. Make the best of today. You've got so many things that you can occupy your mind and your thinking about what can happen today. Make some good things happen. Plan. Do the best you can for today. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So we stress out about all the things that we think could happen. You worry about all the stuff that's already passed. Let it go. That just weighs you down. So have a present time consciousness about where you are. Get adequate rest. Get adequate rest. That doesn't mean sleep. Rest and sleep are not synonymous. Some people sleep a lot, but they're constantly stressed. They go to bed tired. They wake up tired. Because during the night, their body never rested. They were still dealing with all kind of issues. They're tensing. Their whole body is tense. They're grinding their teeth when they're sleeping. That is stressful. So getting rest means you learn how to relax, learn how to meditate. I'm going to do another video on meditation, and I'll share that one with you. You learn how to park your brain, park your body, and then whatever is going on up to that point, you just let it go, and now you're going to a sleep mode. None of this stuff is going to matter. You'll pick it up tomorrow, whatever you need to, but you're going to learn how to let it go and just dump all of that stuff before you go to bed. And you should be able to sleep. I mean, it should be the most restful time of your day is when you're resting and sleeping. Your body's rejuvenating. Your body's regenerating. It's bringing about energy level. It's preparing you for what's to come. So your sleep your rest should be so important to you that nothing should disturb that. Now, if you're sleeping more than, let's say, 8 hours per day, stress. There's a lot of unresolved issues. Let it go. Stress. Some people around you I know can stress you out. Choose the people that you bring in your life that brings you positive energy. Now, some people you can't avoid. They're co-workers. They're people in your life. There's family members that stress you out. I know. There are people that when you get around them, you can feel them plugging in and draining you. I've been there. I know there are people like that. When you talk to them on the phone, and as you're talking to them, you feel yourself just getting tired. And by the time you finish the conversation, you've got to take a nap because they're plugging in and draining you. Now, if those people have got to be in your life, you learn how to minimize and control those relationships. You choose what you talk about. So as soon as you see them, if they start taking it on a low level, no, you're going to bring it up high. You're going to keep it on a positive tip. You control it. You control the time, the temperament, the tone. You are in charge. You're the boss with the hot sauce. So don't let stuff stress you out. Don't let people stress you out. You control your stress. So again, back to the stress thing, getting adequate rest. Now, meditation, as I talked about, is very important. Learning how to let stuff go. It's a matter of just breathing in and controlling your breathing, first of all. When you want to control stress or control your outcome, it starts with how you're breathing. Whenever you start to get stressed or whenever things start to worry you or you become angry, immediately your heart rate goes up, your respiration goes up, and you start breathing and you become anxious. So as soon as you feel yourself becoming anxious, that's the time that you want to stop, bring it under control. And it starts with your breathing. Start by controlling your breathing, slowing your breathing down. Once you slow your breathing down, your body starts to relax. It starts following that pattern. You start controlling your mind, not letting yourself go into that place, pushing away all that negative self-talk, all that negative activity. Those optimistic should be your view, not the pessimism that's trying to come in. Don't allow your anger to have a voice. You don't need to speak when you're angry. You don't need to act when you're angry. Give yourself time to allow cooler heads to prevail. You're in control. And the way that you stay in control is you recognize nothing gets that ability to control you. Anyone that can control your actions, your emotions, control you. Don't let anyone get you into an emotional state. Except, that's happy or something like that. But some emotional state that's negative, you control it. Don't allow anything like that to bring you down. So I want to go to some of your comments. I hope you're out there and you're watching and you're enjoying what I'm doing. So just give me a moment while I go through and see who's online with me. All right, going to here. Okay, let me turn my noise down here just a moment. This is fun. I enjoy doing these. I used to not do lives, but now I do them a lot more often because it helps people. And I hope that it's helping you. So who's out there? KC, what's going on? Real talk. Right on, my man. Yes. Cynthia, hey, what's going on, baby? Cynthia goes back to high school, back to my old hometown. I love hearing from people that I haven't seen and heard from in a long time. I do follow you, Cynthia. I do see you on there from time to time, and it's always great to hear from you. So keep giving me comments. Who else is out there? I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. So what else is going on? Talk to me. Talk to me, my people. Okay, great. At any rate, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take these tips. I believe it's going to change your life. I plan on living a high quality of life, and just the things I shared with you, those are things I'm going to continue to do every day. Controlling my stress, working out every day, eating well, things that brings me value, avoiding the negativity, controlling the things that tend to bring you down, and also just having a positive outlook on life. You always got to keep it positive. There's enough things to dwell on that can bring you down. You can think about a lot of things right now that can put you in a negative frame of mind. I don't watch the news. I shared before, I don't watch the news. The news is never anything positive. If you could check your respiration rate, your blood pressure and all that stuff before watching the news and afterwards, you'll be amazed how the news and things like that tend to stress you out. Now, sometimes we want to know what's going on. That's true. I mean, there's certain things that's good to know, but there's so much news that's being filtered to you that are creating not positive, not good for you. So again, minimize your stress by controlling your environment. All right, I think I spent enough of your time today. Thank you for bearing with me, and share this. If you have an opportunity, it was valuable to you, share it with somebody. Just click the share button and let a few people know that there may be something good that they can find out about this, and then you can make their day better. And if you haven't joined my list, on my list where you could get on my insiders group where I can share more of the content that I may not share on my regular Facebook, get onto my list. If you're not on the list already, just say, hey, I want to be on your list, and I'll send you an invite or somehow. Because again, I'm not putting as much stuff out on Facebook or as much stuff on YouTube anymore, because the people that don't get it, a lot of people don't get it. I may only get out of my 5,000 people that's on my, almost 5,000 people on my Facebook page, they don't get my posts. And then I have over 20,000 on my regular page, my business page, and many of them do not get the posts. So the only way that I know that you're getting this information is when you go onto a list, and I can send it to you in an email, or I can make sure you're getting it direct. But please share this to someone that you love and care about. Let them know that they can live older and become graceful in the process. All right, guys, love you. Make today as awesome as you are. Bye.